So in this video, I'm going to be going over how to install virtual machines on an EXSI host. So for this video, we have a few assumptions where the EXSI host is already configured with all the data stores and everything like that is already set up, and the Windows XP operating system is already on the data store. We're just assuming it's already there. And so in this video, we basically have a few objectives that I'm going to cover: creating a virtual machine, installing an operating system on that virtual machine, installing VMware tools onto that VM, and enabling time synchronization between the VM and the EXSI host. And the last one is ability to copy files from the virtual CD-ROM, which we'll have to make when we try to actually create the VM. I'll get to that. So to begin, we'll have to have a data center provided to us from the EXSI host. This is what I was meaning by having everything configured already. So once we have everything already set up for us, we have to go to your data store here, your pod, and then you go new virtual machine, or you can click here, create new virtual machine. Either way, you just choose typical here. Recall whatever the virtual machine you want to name the virtual machine. So I want to call this Windows XP test or something. Yep. And you put it into our pod. And you go next. Choose the EXSI host. Choose the resource pool. And the data store which you want the VM to be stored on. So this is my current one. And here in this page here, be sure to choose the current version of VM you're trying to actually install. So we're trying to install Windows XP Professional 64-bit here. So we choose that, and you go next. This is a network section of the configuration. Just leave it as default. I'm just leaving everything as default. And here it's good to choose thinner provisioning and choose whatever size of the VM you want to make it. I'll just give it 10 gigs just to be safe. And this is the end of the thing where it tells you all the configurations that you've currently set up, and if you wanted to go back and change it, you click here and you go continue. Okay, so this is basically all the things you currently have on the VM, where the virtual machine has 256 megs of RAM, 1 CPU, etc, etc. And let's just finish off here. Okay, so now the virtual machine is created. Yeah. So this is the new VM that's just been created. Also note, when we try to boot this VM up right now, it will fail. This has happened to me quite a lot actually. I was kind of worried why, but it's mainly because I forgot to actually mount the ISO of the Windows XP OS. So let's do that now. So you click on Edit Settings, go to hard disk, CD/DVD drive, choose the ISO file. This is what I was saying, where the data store holds all the things we need. So you go data store, click connect at power on, so when the VM is on, it's already the drive is already powered. And then you choose the ISO, so you go browse and just basically find wherever the Windows XP ISO is. So for us it will be in here, Windows XP Professional, and you click OK. So now that everything's checked and we've checked that everything is actually ticked off, we choose OK. Cool. So now when that's completed here, it will usually tell you when it's completed, so it's just completed. So now you go right click, power on. So now we just boot the VM and just go through the installation. The installation should take about 20-30 minutes, so I'll pause it and then I'll unpause it when it actually finishes. So now we have our brand new VM. Windows XP is already installed now, and everything's ready to go. So basically, that next step, what we do now is go to here, go to Edit Settings, and unmount the disk we have currently. Unmount these two. So just click OK now. Cool. Now what we do now is just to check out how much disk is being used after the installation. Since it's then provisioned, it's it should only be using a specific amount of. Even though we've set it to 8.5 gigs on the currently on the data store, it's actually only using 2 gigs. Full stop. It's not, even though it says it's taken up 8, it's actually only taken up 2. This is because it's thin provisioned. Okay, so our next step is to install VMware tools. To do this, you have to go into this view of the console. So you click on this, and then you get this window. Basically, to do it, you go to VMware, you go to Guest, and you go Install VMware Tools. Once you do that, you'll just get a setup wizard where you just go next, 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 and so on until it finishes. I had to already go through it because my performance was really low and I couldn't do anything, so I had already had to do it. But anyways, once it's installed, you'll have this sign here, VMware Tools, on the bottom right corner, so just to let you know that it's actually installed. And the performance should improve a lot as well, so that's also a good thing. We have VMware Tools installed. Let's do the time synchronization part of the lab. So basically what we have to do here is go to our VMware Tools icon right here, and then you choose Open VMware Tools. Once it's open, make sure this is ticked here, time synchronization between virtual machine and the EXSI server. Once this is ticked, the time that the VMware machine gets is usually the same as the EXSI host. So let's see if this actually works. So you go OK, and to check this you go to our EXSI host, which is in host, click on host and clusters here, and then go to that EXSI host right here, and then go to configuration up here, and then go to time configuration on the software panel. Over here it should say the current date and time of the EXSI host, which is 7/11. So it's basically exactly the same as what it is on the Windows XP machine. It's a minute faster. If I had refreshed the EXSI host time, it should be the same. Okay, so now the next step, what we do now is we have to be able to pull things off a CD-ROM or a virtual CD and try to get files and things off it. So to do this, we basically have to go to Windows XP Edit Settings window. So in here you go to CD drive and choose whatever CD drive you want to mount. Doesn't matter what, but for this one, let's just try VMware Data Recovery. Why not? Okay. So, and then now we go back into our Windows XP machine and go to. Before we do that, we always need to remember to turn on. Make sure it's connected and it's powered on. So here you go to CD drive. Yeah, as you can see here, I have not connected it or turned it on, so that's why it didn't pop up. But press OK, and now in the Windows XP machine, it should usually prompt you like so. It should be coming. Yeah, there you go. See, this is the installation, the autoplay installer. But we'll just try to pull something off the disk manually. So to do that, we go to Start, My Computer. So this is the disk we just mounted. So just go Open or Explore, and let's just try to pull this VMware Data Recovery plugin, just to pull that to our desktop, just to see if it's working. And yep, there it is. So yeah, it is working. So that's how you pull things off a virtual CD drive onto our virtual VMware machine. close all this down. So I hope that the tutorial I've done is easy enough to follow, and that you were able to go through the Lab 3 without any kind of problem. So in this video, I've gone over how to create a virtual machine, install an operating system onto that virtual machine, install VMware tools, enable time synchronization between the EXSI host and the VM, and the ability to copy files from the virtual CD-ROM to the VM. So thanks for watching this screencast.